Hello everyone and welcome back to race 4 of OPC versus RoninGT. This week we are at Trial Mountain with the Griffith 500 once again. So this is the second car in the series. We used it last race and then before that we used the Lupo. And last race with the Griffith was very entertaining. And let's see what happened with the Drivers' Championship from that race. So we can see that Dave is still in a commanding lead there. 21 points ahead of Just and Go, who's moved into second place. Now remember, a race win is 25 points, so it's not quite there yet, but Dave seriously is taking the second half of this mini championship in his favour. Hake and Tidgney are following close in third and fourth, with the first OPC driver, Fetz81, in fifth place in the Drivers' Championship. And we still have a joint sixth place, but this time it's System Deck and Gus rather than Andy and Gus. So Gus is still staying in there on the leaderboard, but it is quite a dominated Ronin board at the moment. And we'll see that in the Constructors' Championship. As we can see there, RoninGT on 238. Clearly having a commanding lead over the OPC, who are on 65. They're going to have to really lock out the remaining points really to pull this one back, because Ronin are seriously ahead on that one. But we'll just have to see what happens in the race. These were the results after round 3, so we're going into round 4 with the race, and I think we should just get on with it really. So let's jump straight to the race at Trial Mountain in the Griffith 500, and we have Delaney on pole with Fetz in second. We've got quite a dominated OPC top 5 there. But let's see what happens at the start. Delaney looks like he's got a good, clean getaway. Remember, in the OPC are in the blue Griffiths and Ronin are in the black. And we've got an inside overtake there by Fetz. Fetz has overtaken Scales and then you see Delaney has fallen really far back there. And he's got a huge pack there. We've got, look at that. That was 3 wide going onto the hill there. And we've still got a mixture of cars all over the place there. We've got someone up ahead on the gravel. I'm not sure who that was. We've got Racer X on the outside. We've got a battle for the lead. Someone's spun off there. Who is that? That looks like Skells has spun off. And we've got all sorts of chaos happening here coming down into this shop. Oh, someone's in the wall! Who is out in the wall? That's Silver Defender in the wall. We'll just stay on System Deck, as System Deck side by side with Racer X. And System Deck looks like he's got that position. We've got Stiggy overtake for the lead. Bit of a sideways action there from Stiggy, but NAT has taken back the lead. And this is going to go onto the home straight here. Sorry, back straight, sorry. And they're going to stay side by side throughout this entire straight. It's the longest straight on the track, and we've got cars all over the place here. So it's OPC 1-2 at the moment, Racer X in third, and we'll just have to see over the jump if anyone's going to make a move. And it looks like Ronin have caught up. It looks like Racer X has overtaken NAT. We're just going to jump back to this battle, and NAT has kept that position. We'll have a look down further down the field. It looks look at this! Oh, we've got a huge pack here. They're side by side coming over the hill, and they're going to have to watch out. We don't want any nudging and bashing here. We might get some from latency, but that is all. And it's 3 wide going down into this left-hander. And who's that? That's Tidgney and Robin side by side. We've got System Deck and Hake just ahead, also fighting. It's just 2x2 here. I'm not sure whether Noah's called somebody here to get them in 2x2, but it's just crazy. And it's OPC are falling back slightly. We've still got cars going around that chicane. Looks like no one's made a mistake there. We've got side-by-side action just ahead with Dave and Robin. Dave, the championship leader, remember. And he's trying to overtake Robin on the outside. I think he's done it. Has he done it? He has. He's done it. What a great move there by Dave. We've got System Deck also moving up. We've got him fighting with Gus72 there. And they were tied on points in the Drivers' Championship. So this could be a very interesting battle. But obviously we've got fights going on all over the show, and it looks like Tidgney's just moved into second place, overtaking NAC there. So Tidgney going now towards Stiggy Gonzalez. He won't want to lose that, because OPC haven't had a win yet, I believe. They've been close, but they still haven't had a win, so they'll want to keep that. Racer X has just moved into third place, overtaking NAC. Another side by side. We've got Hake coming down the middle. Hake's got to overtake them both. Look at that for a move, straight down the middle in between them. Goes from 5th to 3rd place. Absolutely amazing move there. And we've still got side-by-side action. We've got Dave coming into the action now. He's overtaken Racer X and NAC. NAC has lost 3 positions on this lap alone. Lots of overtaking happening. And he could be losing another one here with Robin closing in behind. He's going to have to watch out. He's got sideways. Yeah, he might hold that. Has he held it? No, he hit the wall. And they're side by side. I think Robin's got it. That's another position lost by NAC. It's very unlucky. We've got a battle for the lead now. Just looking up ahead, we've got Sticky trying to defend from Tidgney. They're going to go into the chicane. They're going to have to be careful because if you hit this wrong, you will go flying. I know they've gone through safely. We'll just stay with this leading battle at the moment. Obviously, we've got battles further down the field as well. We'll just keep an eye out on the board if anybody is moving. But this is going to be a very close battle for the lead. So it's Stiggy in first place with Tidgney in second. This is Stiggy's best race so far, I believe. We've not really seen him up there, but in this race he is leading the pack. We've got Hake, and looks like Dave's lost a few positions. Dave's lost a lot of positions. What's happened to Dave? I can't actually click him. He's gone that far down. Oh, he's span. He's down in 12th position. Oh, he's span it again, trying to come back round. That's very unlucky of Dave. Obviously the championship leader. Obviously this is the only mistake he could really do because he does have a very large championship lead. That will be dropping now with that mistake there. Obviously if someone clipped him, that would have assisted with a spin. But we'll just jump back to this leading pack. Ooh, we've got Robin a bit further back, and NAC is overtaken again. He's coming back up the field. Obviously dropped to 7th place at one point. He's now back up to 5th. He's fighting with System Deck there. And System Deck's retaking that position. Going back into 5th place. We've got Delaney moving with Just and Go. See two Ronin guys there fighting. Oh, look at that, side by side. Absolutely side by side. You won't want to do that going through here. And yes, they've sorted themselves out there. Oh, we've got Tidgney going for the lead. Tidgney's taking the lead on that corner. Apologies for missing that. Obviously we're trying to keep up with all the action here. But Tidgney is taking the lead now and he's pulling away from Stiggy Gonzalez. Stiggy will want to try and retake that position, but we'll just have to see. We'll just see as we come around this corner. And there's two wheels there. Two wheels. Two-wheel drive. Oh no, one-wheel drive because it's rear-wheel drive. This Griffith. But yeah, it looks like Tidgney is pulling away slightly. We're just going to go down the field a bit. Let's have a look what's happening. We've got turning into a bit of a single file now after that crazy start where everybody was just side by side. We're going to want to keep an eye on Dave because obviously Dave has fallen well behind. He's going to come speeding back up the field, I assume. And we've got Racer X and Just and Go fighting position. They're side by side again. Who's that just behind them? Is that Delaney? It is Delaney. Having a bit of a smoke show again. He's definitely going to be called the Smoky Joe after this. Obviously last race he was a bit smoky, and the race before that as well. So we'll just jump to, let's have a look, Just and Go, because this is still a very close battle. Oh no, it looks like they've fallen off. We'll have a look at Racer X. How's Racer X doing with Delaney? It's about even there with the gaps. Let's have a look at the timing sheet. Let's see what's happening on the leaderboard. So we've got Tidgney with a 1:38.9. The only person in the 38s at the moment. We've got Dave on a just outside the 1:38s and a 1:39.0. It's obviously really trying to push to catch up to the pack again. In fact, we'll jump to Dave, see where he's at. He has just overtaken Lord Ross, looking at that, and he's going to be catching Fetz pretty quick. And looking at the gaps in between the drivers, it's all about a second between each and every one of them. Obviously going back a bit more towards Fetz there. Fetz must have also made a mistake at some point. But yeah, it's pretty close at the moment. There's not any really close battles now happening. It looks like the field has spread itself out a bit. We're just going to have a look at the gaps, see if any are going to be very close. I have a feeling this is going to be the closest, so we're going to have a look at this. We're just going to display the entire maps, just in case we see any arrows suddenly appear on top of each other. So we've got Dave in 12th place. Obviously, he's going to get no points at the moment, and with Just and Go in the 2nd place position, he's only 8th place, so Dave isn't losing out that much on the points, even though he's had a bit of a terrible race. Jut and Goes would get 4 points, Dave gets 0. That would still leave a 17-point gap for Dave, which would be good. Tidgney was, with my maths, 33, 68, 35, 25, something like that anyway. Somewhere over a race win anyway ahead of Tidgney, so Dave would still maintain the championship lead after this. He's overtaken Fetz there. It looks like Fetz got a bit of oversteer and Dave took full advantage of that. So that's Dave up to 11th place. Obviously he still wants to try and get as many points as he can in this race. He has 3 laps to do that. I just saw somebody move. Let's have a look at that. Oh, we've got this crazy battle happening here. How did we miss this? So this is NAC, we've got Gus, we've got Just a Go leading that pack, and we've got Racer X at the back of that pack. So it's a bit of a Ronin sandwich for the OPC guys. We'll have to see what happens with this. Looks like Jut's pulling away slightly. We've got a really close battle here for the 8th place with NAC and Racer X. Let's see what happens going through the chicane. Looks like Racer X has run a bit wide. Looks like NAC's run a bit wide as well. And they're still about even crossing the line. Obviously, if any mistakes happen with these guys, Dave is going to want that, just because that means he can catch up a bit quicker and get a few remaining last points that could be there for him. And yeah, looking at the front, it looks like Tidgney is building up a gap towards Stiggy. Stiggy's still pushing hard though, looking at that, in the 2nd place, showing he really does have pace. It's his best race to date so far. And we're just going to continue with this battle with NAC and Racer X. Obviously, NAC in the blue OPC car and Racer X in the black. Oh, Racer X overtake! NAC made a mistake! Got too much oversteer. Racer X went round the outside and took the position. That's Delaney now next up on the list. Now, oh, they've both hit the wall! Delaney could have them both here. Delaney's got a really good run on NAC. He's going around the inside. He's going to have the inside for this corner at the top of the hill. I think he could actually come straight across again. He is ahead. And he just defends it. A little nudge there from NAC, that could be lag, remember. Obviously a lot of drivers in this race. You've got to remember latency can be an issue, especially with Delaney's smoky show. But Delaney has got that position, and oh, what was that about? Whoa, whoa! That's what you call latency. And I believe nobody was affected there. That was just probably my PlayStation randomly thinking Delaney was on the moon there or something. But Delaney has kept that position from NAC. So that's Delaney moving up to 9th position there. We'll have a look again what Dave is up to. We just saw Delaney going on 2 wheels. So yeah, he's obviously going a bit crazy. It still looks like he's going a bit crazy. Has he spun out? Who's spun out there? Is that NAC? NAC spun out. Maybe that was because of the lag. That was very unlucky if that's the case, but that's unfortunate for NAC. He was having a really good... Oh, he nearly takes out his teammate! Nearly takes out Fets81. Coming back on the track. That was very, very close. But yeah, wow. You don't see that very often. He has got a fast lap, NAC, looking at this. 1:38.9. We will have a look at the lap times, actually. Let's have a good gander. We're in the 37s now. The lap times have really, really dropped now. The field's spread out a bit. Tidgney on a 37.1 with Stiggy on a 37.9. Not too far off there, Stiggy, and Dave on a 38.0. So, Stiggy is really showing his pace this race. It's a really good race from Stiggy Gonzalez there. Obviously, a good strong position for the OPC there, getting 18 points if he can keep that position. But it looks like he is pulling away from Hake as well. So, really good race. Looking at gaps, we're going to see Hake's in 3rd place. Mr. Consistency there, RoninGT Hake. Obviously, he's been getting podiums and just relatively high positions. I believe he's already had 2 podiums. This could be a 3rd. And that just shows you consistency pays off. You get higher in the championship. So, Hake's doing very well there. We've got Robin in 4th place with System Deck in 5th place. System Deck obviously looking to secure the 6th place in the championship, which he was tied with Gus lately after the last race. And it looks like System Deck's just overtaken Robin. Robin's must have made a mistake somewhere because he's been overtaken by Jut. Let's jump straight into the action. We've got Jut and Go going around the outside of Robin, and he's giving him a bit of space, so this could mean Robin could come back at Jut. No, Jut's got good traction out the corner, and he's taken that 5th position. Gus is following in 7th place. So we could see Gus come into the action if Robin makes any other mistakes. We'll see what Just and Go can do to System Deck. Obviously, Just and Go wants to try and maximise his position from Dave, who is now in 10th place, and he'll have 1 point. But Just and Go has obviously gained a few more positions, a few more points, wanted to catch that that championship gap up, really. That will go to I don't know. I don't want to work that difference out. It'll be about 12 points difference, I think. But yeah, we'll just see what Jut and Go can do here. This is going to be the closest battle for the moment. I believe Dave's actually catching up to Racer X. Looking at this, he's overtaken Racer X. I was just checking the map and I just saw this arrow flying up to another one, and that was Dave overtaking Racer X for that 9th position. So obviously the fight's really on to try and maximise the points. Jut and Go's just gone into 4th place, overtaking System Deck on that left-hander going down the hill. And can he keep it? Can he keep it? System Deck is all over the back of Jut and Go here. Obviously now they're fighting more for the drivers with such a big gap that Ronin have over OPC. We'll just have to see. They're going through this corner. Look how close. You can't get any closer than that. And Jut and Go. Oh, who's that has made a mistake? Oh, it's the end of the race. I did not realise that was the end of the race. That was an insane race, and we will just pause this when I think that's pretty much everybody over the line. Apologies for missing that. So obviously Jut and Go got the final remaining point on that second to last corner there. Apologies for not noticing it was the last lap of the race, but that was rather insane. It looks like Stiggy made a mistake on the last lap, trying to push obviously. He got a 140, but he still finished second. Best position he's finished in this season with Stiggy there. So good race from Stiggy. We didn't see much of him after the overtake from Tidgney, but good on you there, Stiggy. Hake, Mr. Consistent, coming in 3rd place there. And then we've got Jut and Go just missing out on the podium. We've got System Deck and Robin. So once again, it's a strong Ronin points there. I believe that's probably them that have clinched the constructors there with that points sort of lump that they've got there, because there's only 2 OPC in the top 10 and the rest are all Ronin. So I do believe they have got that. We've got System Deck and Robin in 5th and 6th, and then we've got Gus in 7th place. He's going to just drop out the Drivers' Championship from the 6th place he had joint with System Deck. And then we've got Delaney once again getting some points after the start with technical difficulties. He's obviously building up those points now. We have Dave, and then we have Racer X rounding out the top 10. Obviously NAC got a bit unlucky with Delaney's leg there, finishing in 12th place, and Skells unluckily was lapped that race. Looks like we lost Silver Defender in that race somewhere. But yeah, no, that was an insane race. So much so I missed that it was even the final lap. So that's been race 4 of this OPC versus RoninGT Championship. Obviously this championship is really hotting up in the Drivers' Championship with Dave and Jut closing that gap, Tidgney closing a bit more of that gap as well, and Mr. Consistency there, Hake, also closing in on Dave as well. So everyone closing in on Dave. We'll have to see what happens in the final 2 races. Now remember, the last 2 races is going to be another new car, and they'll have to get used to that new car. But this has been the Griffiths at Trail Mountain, and I'll see you at race 5. Thank you very much for watching.